Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to yet another live at HEN. HEN stands for Her Entrepreneurial Network, a platform built for women entrepreneurs to inspire, inform, and support each other to build successful businesses alongside leading balanced lives. It's a small community, but with a big heart. I'm Harsha. I'm the founder of an all natural skincare brand called Remember. And HEN gives us the opportunity to collaborate and talk to other fellow women entrepreneurs, just like how I'm doing today with another entrepreneur, Aanchal, who is the founder of Arrange It All. We'll be talking about how she had this passion of organized spaces and how today she's built this successful business. Aanchal, I'm super excited and elated to have you here today.
Hi Harsha, even I'm very excited for this live.
Brilliant, Anchal. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Do you want to quickly talk about you, about Arrange It All, and before we jump into understanding your journey?
Yeah, so I'm also a part of HEN, and that's how we know each other. And it's literally a pleasure today to be here talking about this industry, this business, and my journey with you, Harsha. And I know we go way past this, but to give a brief introduction, like I'm Aanchal, I'm founder of Arrange It All, and I started this business almost 3.5 years ago just with a simple passion of creating beautiful, aesthetic, functional, and organized spaces. As a kid, I was very organized, and I never thought that this passion can ever become a profession until COVID hit, right? So COVID taught me like importance of space in the lives of people when people were attending. Working from homes, kids were attending school from home, so everyone was crunched for space. People like me who was living in Mumbai in a 2 BHK house, I realized that it's so difficult to carve your own space, a space that works for you and your family. And that point of time, a few of my friends were also struggling with that, and a few of my friends were also moving houses. I myself was moving houses, and so I realized that I was helping them, and I had a knack for it, and I was enjoying it, frankly. And that's how this concept slowly and steadily came into being. And a lot of when I pitched in this idea and started talking to my friends about it, they were very excited, but at the same time, we were very unsure as to how this will unfold because it was very unheard of, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so I started researching about it, and I was like, oh wow, it's not me. It might be unheard of in India, but not abroad. Abroad, like in US, people were already doing it. People knew about Marie Kondo and things. So I started researching. I was like, okay, this is something that I really want to do. So that's how slowly and steadily Arrange It All was born. And I before that I was a homemaker. I didn't know any ABC of the business. So it's been a beautiful 3.5 years of journey of building this venture, and I think this business has built me as a person.
Yeah. That's very beautifully said, Anchal. Because I remember I have spoken to you 3 years back, and Anchal, when you were building Arrange It All, right? It's a very niche business. It's a very niche market, at least in India.
Yeah.
Like you had rightly said, in Australia, in US, and maybe other parts of the world, people have heard of this. So, Anchal, when ye passion you had, like I want to be able to do this, and it's a very niche market, how did you build a successful business in such a niche market in India? And how did you, educate your audience and create this demand for your service?
So I didn't know where to start, Harsha. I kept on thinking, okay, I have to design a poster. That was the first thing in my mind. Now,
Right.
poster pay, what should go? Like, my name should go, the name of the business should go, what should go, right? So that's why I thought, okay, I have to decide on a name. Now, what should be the name? So I started writing everything that around organizing I could think of on a piece of paper, and then I started joining names and everything, and nothing was resonating. And all of a sudden, it just fell into place. Arrange it all. I was like, and I kept on saying it for 2 days in my head. I was like, can this
Okay.
be the name of my business? And I was like, okay, this can be. And that's how Arrange It All was came into being, first with the name. And frankly, I didn't even think about registration, trademarks, logos, and stuffs like that. I just thought, okay, I have to start somewhere, and it will never be perfect, so let's do it today. So I still remember it was Women's Day, and I was still not ready, and I was like, okay, let me just put it out there. I opened a Instagram page, and I put my first poster out there, and I started floating that with my friends and family, who became my first set of 30, 40 followers. And
Wow.
yeah, so slowly and steadily the word started spreading. I joined Hen at the same time, and that also gave me a platform to spread this, right? And I got my first client also from Hen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and today she's my very, very good friend of mine. And that kind of gave me a little faith that, okay, this is something that can help people, and I have a knack for it. I didn't know what pricing should be there, so I was charging very bare minimum. Now that friend comes back to me and saying ki, you know when I first spoke to you, I thought you will be charging like, 4 times of what you actually charged me. But when she came
Hmm.
back, it gave me a confidence, okay, there's something that I'm doing right and adding value. So slowly
Yeah.
and steadily, this platform started getting built. And yeah, so that's the story of Arrange It All.
Brilliant. I mean, I'm a happy customer of Aanchal as well. Just a little bit about that is when Aanchal started Arrange It All, I had heard nothing about that in India. And I knew that I was building a house in the next 1 year. The minute I saw her page, the minute I saw the work she was doing, I always knew that, this is something that could make my life easy. But till then, I did not know about it, Anshul. So I think kudos to you. And that one learning that I have from you is it's never too late to start. Start it and test it and experiment it, and then you do not know from where you get people. Like, I came to you definitely because of the things that you were doing on your Instagram, of course, and of course on the community as well, when you're talking about your business and thinking about what next to do. So it gives you that trust factor immediately, I feel.
Harsha, the journey, if I may say so, like, first year was very difficult, right? Because it, as you said, it was a niche business. People always applaud, ki, okay, 3 years down the line, you have done projects for so and so, like we have done projects for a lot of very well known names, right? But, one thing that was deep inside me, that now that I have started this, there's no looking back. So the transition from being a homemaker, a mother who was always available to the family, right?
Right.
To being
Right.
an entrepreneur and setting those expectations of your family also, right? That, now I'm not available all the time. I have another baby to take care of, like, which was Arrange It All, and I'm raising that baby now. It was not easy. Secondly, there was a not a lot of awareness around this, and at that point of time, the movement also happened from Chennai, from Mumbai. I was living in Mumbai when they started, and I moved to Chennai because my husband changed jobs and everything. And like everyone I spoke to, they said, ki, maybe this has a chance in Mumbai, this doesn't have a chance in Chennai. And I took it so hard. I was like, I'm gonna prove everyone wrong.
And you have.
I'm laughing at this sitting here right now, but it was like something, you get wired in a certain way where people say you cannot do it, and you're like, no, I can do it, I will do it, and you keep on saying that over and over again. And yeah, so here we are.
Yeah, no, Anshul, I admire your grit. Ruchi herself has commented saying that, it's the self belief that you had in you and your patience and your commitment today that in 3.5 years we see Arrange It All grow immensely, right?
Yeah.
So,
Thank you
Anshul, you're
so
a
much,
live example of this.
Ruchi.
Anshul, coming to this, right? So, when people told you ki in Chennai you're not going to get those many clients as you may get in Bombay, of course, when we go to your page today, we see you do, houses of known people. Um, Anchal, can you tell a little bit more about how, as entrepreneurs, we always want to do something for like the high end clients?
Yeah.
Is there something that you've done in your business, something that could help other women entrepreneurs, or just like we want to love to hear from you?
Yeah. So, one thing I was very clear ki it will take some time for a business like decluttering and organizing to become a norm, right? Where people are availing services like a wedding planner or a movers and packers or even urban clap, right? If you see
Correct.
these services were not a norm at a point of time. So I knew ki India will take a little bit of time to catch up to a service like this where you are allowing people to enter into your personal space and letting them be in charge of your space, right? And giving something that you don't want to do, or you don't have the time to do, or maybe you don't simply don't want to do it, and you are so uh, s- uh, uh, overwhelmed with things around you and you want a fresher perspective, right? But still it is a very very personal thing. So I knew that it's gonna take time and it needs a lot of awareness creation. And small projects obviously give you that confidence, but you are always waiting for that one big break which will, like, you imagine things for yourself. Okay, this is where I want to be. One thing really worked for me, Harsha, is putting it out there, like, like a
Right.
vision. I remember, like, putting a vision board of the walk-in wardrobe and a HNI client that I would want to set up this wardrobe because I was seeing so beautiful pictures abroad and this and that. I was like, when will I get to do that?
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So I had put it out on vision board. And also one thing that I had realized in a lot of sessions on hen and everything that we were attending is like it's very important to set a goal for yourself. I was
Right.
like, I didn't know what revenue goal should I set up for myself. We
Right.
keep on thinking about a lot of things, but I had never put a number to it. The moment I
Mm.
had written that down, "Okay, this is what I want to achieve this year," I started working towards it, right? What will it take to achieve that number? That number, like sote jagte, was going in my mind, that wardrobe and everything. So that everything went on my vision board and it became the screensaver of my desktop where every morning,
Wow.
evening, whenever I opened it, I was seeing it. And another thing that I did, I started reaching out to people because
Right.
as people who have not worked, or as people who have not gone out, and I did not know how to sell my business. Like, how do I tell people ki please avail my services, take my
Right.
service,
Yeah.
right? I did not know ki how do I do that. So it took me a lot of coming out of my comfort zone also to reach out on people, and I started doing that on Instagram. I might have messaged like 100 people and I got a reply for one, and that one changed everything, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like you need to start somewhere. Let your inhibitions go away if you want to really build something, right? And that gave me that one break gave me a lot of confidence. Projects started slowly and steadily coming in, but not like I was in that year itself. I was flooded with projects. There were dull months, and those months used to give me, oh my god, where is the project? Oh my god, where is the project? So, but word of mouth, the level of commitment that you showed, show up, and I never said no to any work that came my way. Either it
Nice.
paid or did not pay me. I did not care at that point of time. I was like, for 1 year, I just want to increase the number of projects that I'm doing, want to learn as much as I can about this business. It will help me to put things into structure, at least for myself, when I want to grow it. Right. So slowly and steadily, that gave me a lot of confidence, number one. And that also gave me a lot of clarity on which direction I want to go. This is something that I learned from a project. I don't want to do it. This is something that I want to do it. How can I build?
Nice.
So you always know what you want to do, but there's a lot of things that comes along your way where you realize, okay, this is something that I don't want to do. That
Right.
clarity comes only with experience.
Anshul, I think three biggest takeaways from this, right? Like, one, you had that patience. You were not disheartened. Ruchi just said you did 100 messages to get that one message back.
Yeah.
And to do get that is the entrepreneurial spirit, is exactly like what she's saying. Also, Anshul, I think that entire first year that you gave yourself the liberty to experiment with people, And then understanding what you want to do, what you do not want to do is one of the second biggest takeaways for me as an entrepreneur. And of course, getting out of your comfort zone. It wasn't
Yeah,
easy, I'm sure, but I think once you get there, it then tends to have a ripple effect.
yeah. No, it pays off. I think being authentic, being consistent about something that you really want to do and believe in, it pays off someday. And I've realized that whatever you learn, Harsha, whatever, it never goes to waste. Anything that you have done or anything that you have learned along the way, some or the other way that builds you as a person, even if it is not very directly applicable in your business.
Right, right. Anjali, you're getting a lot of appreciation from everyone who's watching us, from
So,
Mamta to Nilima. We do have
thank
one
you so
question from Ruchi. She says, one is she wanted to ask who was that dream client of yours, and what work you did for them. And her again, she's like, how did you crack these HNI clients? How do you get the first one? I think you did answer that a little.
Yeah, so first HNI client is like you. I started reaching out to a lot of people. I started following a lot of Instagram pages and all. And I was like, to create an awareness, I think influencer marketing really worked for me. For
Okay.
influencer marketing, you have to also realize that what person are you reaching out to,
Hmm.
right? And it was not like it was a barter or a paid collab or something. She actually needed the service, she actually found
Brilliant.
the service useful, and that's why she responded back ki, okay, this will be a game changer, right? And that's how, and from there it really created, she's still a client, she's still a very well known person in Chennai and outside Chennai. But it really helped building on from there, where people know ki, okay, someone, if she's promoting someone or she's talking about something, then maybe there's something really nice. And when people relate to it, okay, I am also in this situation, maybe
Hmm.
even
Hmm.
I need this help, right? Because a lot of time you don't even realize that someone can do it for you, or you need a help.
I agree. Resonated with 100%.
And to crack HNI clients, I would say, Ruchi, that I used to get very scared while talking to people, right? Ki, okay, they might have this expectation, they might have that expectation, or like, how do I talk to them? Am I presentable enough? But at the end of the day, they are also human beings. You are selling a service, they are availing a service because they want it. And if you are just very, very clear in what you can give them and not over promising and under delivering, I think it
Lovely.
pays off.
Yeah, Anshul. I think this applies for every business, right? When you are actually solving a problem for a customer and not over delivering or under delivering, you are creating value in their head. And hence the business grows.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's the motto of, I think, for all business owners for that matter, right?
I agree. I was like, you have to like very, very be clear about this is what I
Yeah.
can do. Something that you can't do, like, there's no point saying ki, oh, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful, Anshul. Lovely. Anshul, because I've seen your journey from where you started, and then as an entrepreneur yourself, right, when you were upskilling yourself, of course, you joined platforms like Hen, but you also did a lot of incubation programs like NSR Cell, Goldman Sachs. Would you want to talk a little bit about that and also help like other entrepreneurs like us understand how did this help in shaping your entrepreneurial journey?
So, as I said, I had no knowledge of business. Now, I was passionate about a subject. I started creating awareness about the subject, but still, I didn't know ABCs of business, Harsha. Right? Ki, what are those Excel sheets that people are talking about? What are those KPIs? And a lot of jargons used to go just tangent to my head. So I was
Correct.
like, I need to understand these if I want to be a part of this ecosystem, right? You can never grow alone, and I always believe in that. And through Hen only, I got to know about this WSP program of NSR Cell. And I was like, okay, there's a chance of being a part of something bigger and a reputed organization like IMD. It's like dream, right, which you are chasing. And okay, I'm Bangalore sunte hi, my
Hmm.
antennas were up. Okay, there has to be credibility in this,
Yeah.
right? Because a platform like Hen पे आपने जाना है उसको, and it's associated with a reputed college like I am Bangalore. I was like, I'll get to learn something. And I just went with a very open mind कि I'm just going to give whatever best I can to the program, not expecting anything in return, frankly. And when I commit to something, at least I would like to pat myself for that. That if I'm committed, then I'm fully committed. It's not halfway there. So whatever work they asked us to do, whatever they wanted us to work on, I genuinely worked uh, uh, on those aspects, right? I genuinely, like, if they were asking, like, talk to 50 customers. Now
Hmm.
this was
Hmm.
really difficult, like where do you find 50 customers and everything. I started ringing up my friends as they connect me to 10, two more of your friends. That's,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that's how we started, and started understanding, like, what are the pain points, and then this is the service that I'm delivering and everything. So that is something, was an eye opener. Okay, this is a pain point. That is how my space planning, that is house moves and everything, the vertical started getting created. Okay, this is a pain point in people's lives. Okay, this is something that I can solve, and that is something that I can integrate with my business. And slowly and steadily started working on my business, started understanding what is building a team means, what is setting goals for yourself, not only in terms of revenue but personal business goals in a lot of other aspects of business, right? And being a part of a cohort where people are on the same wavelength and talking day in day out business, and everyone going through
Hmm.
the same
Hmm.
challenge, really helps you work harder and
Right.
together, right?
Right.
And yeah, so those conversations opens your eyes, those conversations makes you, okay, I can do it this way also. Maybe this is not, I have always felt कि अकेले आप कितना सोच सकते हो,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right?
Correct.
मतलब the
Yeah.
moment I feel कि I'm getting stuck, I'll just go out and start talking to my team, frankly.
Very cool.
So,
Yeah.
this is something that we are thinking, what can we do about this? Because they have like five more perspectives comes up.
Yeah. I think Anshul very rightly, like how you said, right? Like these programs helped you to understand the customer pain points and structure your business because you said you don't even come from that where you've been
Yeah.
an entrepreneur, you worked, and today you've built this successful business, right? And
Another
this
great
program
learning,
structured it.
sorry,
Yeah, please, yeah.
another great learning from these programs where don't get solution oriented.
Ah,
Because we always have a solution that is always ready. We are not understanding the customer pain points for which the solution is getting built. So this program gave me a whole new perspective to understand the problem and then weave your solution around it. Maybe it can be presented in a different way.
correct. Correct. I mean, Anshul, I will. The reason I want to talk a little bit more about this is because I have been your happy customer, client, friend, whatever today. But just for all our audience to know, um, like I said earlier, when you started it, I knew you were doing this. But because your probably the Instagram's page, as it grew, it spoke about all the pain points that I knew were going to come in my way when I'm shifting homes. All of that kind of registered in my head, and I knew that when I have to move into this new house, I would need to avail Anchal's services. Now that of course came to me with the trust because you were another fellow hen member, but also Anchal because of what you were building on your page. You, I think, established it really well that this is what we'll solve for you, this is how we'll come into your picture. And I remember that I told you, Anshul, that I just want to move into a house that is fully done. And if
Yeah.
that was a pain point, like the entire thing of coming into a beautiful house and having everything done for you is a magical feeling, right?
I
So
remember you
yeah.
sharing that with us, Harsha. Like, in the entire hustle bustle of moving into a new house, you forget to enjoy your home, which you were you so passionately designed, worked towards, patiently waited, right? And all you think about is like when you're moving into a new home is like 200 cartons that you need to open and set up, right?
Correct.
And that takes time because your life doesn't stop. You are running a business, you are a mother, everything is happening around you. So that is exactly the magical feeling that we want to provide to our clients, that this is something, enjoy your house from day one, like feel welcomed in your own home from day one, and feel that uh, systems are also in place, right? Once you set up those systems, it
Yeah.
becomes easier for you to follow later on. And you yourself knows that, right? It's been almost a year since we did your place.
Correct. Correct. I truly believe in this. Like once the system is set, Anshul, you made us like we enjoyed our house than we thought that we would, right? Because that entire turmoil of 200 boxes, like you rightly said. To everyone here, Anchal finished our house in 4 days and we moved into a magical, beautiful home. So, Anchal, kudos
Thank
to you
you.
and a great testimony there. But that's been my personal experience, and now I'm doing my second project with her, and we also did another. So, Anchal, I'm your forever customer.
I'm so glad to have you.
Anchal, so before we move on to the last few aspects of this live. You've done over 175 homes till date today, and you've interacted with so many clients. What do you see as the top three things that people, I don't want to call it mistakes, but people are not aware of it today? And what are the tips that you want to give to everyone who's here and everyone's going to watch later to have a organized and a messy free space around them?
So the first thing that I would people make mistake is like we get swayed by a lot of things that we see online. Okay, a lot of new products are coming in and everything, and we don't think of our space in a holistic view. We
Hmm.
like a product, we buy it, and then we think, "Ki, how do we use it?" Right? It should be the other way around, where you look at your space, you look at your category, and then think about, do we have a product for this that will solve the problem? So I think because whenever we see and we are so tempted to buy things, we forget about how we are going to use it. We first buy and then think. So that is a very big mistake. Second one,
Literally. Yeah.
second one is like, holding on to things for so long just because you feel guilty of spending money on it. You have bought
Hmm.
it. Now think of it as a sunk cost. I feel that every time you declutter or organize your space, you earn a square feet of your house, which is a premium nowadays,
So
right?
well said. Yeah.
So we are holding on to things which are not making sense for us, and for the just for the sake of it. Don't go into that guilt trip where you feel that because I spent money on it, it might be an impulse buying or anything,
Right.
right? But it's
Right.
okay to let go, right?
Hmm.
So that is the
Hmm.
second mistake that people do. And third mistake is you grow into a space, so things keep changing around, you're not stagnant, right? So something that you have done now, you cannot expect it to last forever.
Right.
So relook at your space like every year, or at least at major stages of your life. Maybe when you're getting married, or you're having a baby, because everything is going to happen in that same space. So when you're designing a house, think about it not from today's perspective, but about 5 or 10 years down the line. Because a
Yeah.
lot of time that stage comes, and then you're thinking, okay, now I'm stuck for
Yeah.
space, or
Yeah.
I could have thought better. So that is extremely important, that you don't think about today, you think about future when you are doing your house or planning your space. And think, don't only design your house from the aesthetic point of view. Think about,
Hmm.
you're going to live in that house as a family. It needs to
Yeah.
work for you, right? Pictures might look very, very pretty, but at the same time, it's your house, it's your space. It needs to work for you, not the other way around, right?
Yeah.
You should not be stressed in your space.
Beautifully said, Anchal. And I'm sure everyone here, Priyanka to Minnie, everyone says that these are such valuable suggestions. And I think I learned this from you when I moved into this space. You're like, Harsha, this is it. You have space. Do not let it
Yeah,
be. You will need it. Let it be. And
yeah.
until 1 year down the line, I see this happen today because you let the space be. You let it breathe. Today, in a year, I knew that things will add up, and at least I know there is a structure to the spaces that you've given.
Yeah. So it's
So yeah,
important when you're talking to your clients also, especially in a service business like ours, it's important that you understand ki what are their goals. Like we keep on thinking about this. We think it's very minute details, but you have to think like, are you planning to get married? If you're organizing a person, a bachelor, right? If he's 27, 28, of course he's getting married in next 2, 3 years. So it's important. If you're a married couple, in all probabilities you'll be planning a kid, right? So you
yeah,
can't like stuff the house with your things and there's no space for the baby.
correct.
So
Yeah,
yeah. So those things, if you're living with your in-laws, it's important that the house is friendly for them also, like they're senior citizens in the house, right? So it's important that you understand the goals and the visions of the clients also, and ask the right questions, keep what they want to do with their space.
Anchal, thank you so much for sharing all of this. Everyone has a lot of appreciation, like you're seeing on the screen, a lot of
Thank you,
takeaways.
Minnie.
Minnie says she's already feeling decluttered. I think that's amazing. Anchal, before we let you go, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs here listening to us who may listen to this later, you built a successful business having a very niche brand. Any tips for them? And we will address Mamta's question after this also. She says
Yeah.
over delivering isn't that good?
So, over delivering has also a limit. So, I said over promising.
Hmm.
You should not over promise what you cannot deliver, right? We will give you stars and moon, but the client has set their aspirations. So, set their aspirations and expectations also right, right? So, over delivering is like sometimes we also go out of our way to make the clients feel at ease, but you're running a business also, right? You have to think how far can you stretch yourself, because it's not
Right.
one project or one client, right? It's important that you give that tiny bit of extra always, but you push yourself. And also one thing that I have really learned, Priyanka, in this journey is key, there's nothing called perfection. We always, like
Hmm.
as women, we keep on striving, this needs to be perfect. Getting things done is much much more important than perfecting it. The perfection is a myth in my mind, at least.
Wow, Anchal, hearing it from someone who does organizing spaces, saying perfectionism is a learning by itself. So amazing. And what is that one tip that you want to give for entrepreneurs who want to build a niche business into a successful business?
It looks very glamorous on the outside. It's a lot of grit and bad days on the inside. Like I know ki today also, like I'm not happy at where I am right now. People say that in 3 years you have taken your company from here to here. I know the journey, and don't give up in the first year. First year is where you are building yourself, not your business, right? You're
Wow.
learning with the business, you're growing with the business. That's when you start testing things. You cannot have a perfect service offering business from the first day, especially where a niche business like ours, where there were no set standards. I did not know whom to look up to, what should be my
Right.
pricing, what should be
Right.
things. It's with time that I have learned, and that helps you build your portfolio with smaller projects and everything. And also it gives you a confidence to be able to deal with the challenges. You are able to foresee them when you do the number of projects, you do the number
Hmm.
of clients, because each and every client is different. We have had very very nice clients, we everyone has difficult clients. I will not call them difficult, but they have certain set of expectations when they come to you,
Right. Right.
right? And being in a service business, you can't say no, right?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
have to deliver. And So don't get so attached to your solution that you forget your customer.
Wow.
Right?
Hmm.
There's a pain point that you're solving. Always put yourself, like, for me, I feel the three biggest thing that I tell people is like empathy, patience, and consistency. It's extremely important. You need to be empathetic when you are in a service business, because someone is expecting something out of you. You need to be consistently doing it, like, even if you don't feel like doing it. And also, when you are building a business out of your passion, that's only 2% of it. 98% goes into doing other things which you don't enjoy. I don't enjoy
Wow, Anchal.
doing finances right now. I don't enjoy doing a lot of things. If I could, I would spend all my time on the sites. But
Hmm.
now I can't, right?
Yeah.
Something that I used to enjoy, like folding clothes, putting it, seeing that vision coming alive, like it used to be a stress buster. I don't get to do, but I do regularly make it a point that at least 4 to 5 days I'm on site, so that my passion is getting fulfilled. At least I go to certain
Wow.
sites, I still sit down, I still do things, because that gives me happiness, and that puts me in always in a place why I started this, because I enjoy it. Right. So it's
Brilliant, Anchal.
important that you keep on going back and keep refining things, and you have to continuously innovate in your business. Right. If this is not working out, what next? It's not easy. You feel stuck, you feel frustrated. Now also I feel frustrated if I feel stagnant. Okay. Uh, ठीक है मतलब from zero projects to you did one two projects a month, two projects to you are doing 10 projects a month. But for last 3 months, even if I'm doing only 10 projects a month, that's not growth for me, and it starts bugging me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
have that hunger in yourself about why you started.
Anchal, I mean, I definitely am already inspired. I have spoken to you, like, we keep talking, but today has
Yeah.
just been something very new again for me. And I'm sure for everyone who's watching us, you've gotten a lot of love, a lot of appreciation. I have personally learned a lot from you.
I'm
So thank you
extremely
so much.
grateful for it, and I'm extremely grateful for everyone who's watching it. I'm extremely grateful for everyone who supported me in this journey.
Thank you so much, Anshu. Thank you also to Hen for providing a platform like this for us business entrepreneurs to come and talk about our businesses. And to all of you, stay tuned to the next live happening next Wednesday. And until then, bye. And thanks, Anshul, again for doing this.
My pleasure. Have a great evening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.